Just
You have
awesome.
chocolate milk? Because I got chocolate milk this time.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So good.
Was it?
So
Wait, what
good.
type of chocolate milk do you have? Or I guess we'll talk about it. But
Yeah,
I got the Trader
spoiler alert,
Joe's.
it sucks. But I have these little cookies that I got to finish before we actually start recording because nobody wants to hear my chewing.
okay, yeah, I assume you can hear me now.
Now I can.
I can hear you now, but that's not necessarily a good thing.
No.
No. You got to get a mic that doesn't work, so it's not a problem.
Oh, yours?
Like right here.
Can't break
Hey.
if it doesn't work.
It's bend, don't break. Well, no, it's broken already, so can't break any further. Welcome back to the highest earning podcast on YouTube. Welcome back to the Choccy Milk Gang. We got our usual group here, Alex, Will, and Tyler, but we also got our first ever special guest, Gerard van Spaendonck. Welcome to the program.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. This is exciting.
Board on the Choccy Milk Gang. I'm excited to share my takes, I guess.
Yeah, this is exciting.
Chocolate milk. Hope you guys accept this.
Yes.
We do.
What do you think about it?
The Choccy Gang overall, or this?
No, your chocolate milk. You got to try it and give us your review.
We haven't reviewed this brand before, so this is
I like the
interesting.
straw, though. It's a cool straw.
That is a cool
You
straw.
can fold it in if you want to keep it in your pocket, or take it out, stick it in.
This is style points for sure.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it's portable. So
yeah, I haven't really compared to other chocolate milk, so.
I have, for the first time, I finally have chocolate milk. It's almond beverage from Trader Joe's mixed with chocolate syrup, and it's not good.
That's tough.
Need more syrup.
Yeah, I hope you stay all right. Hopefully you have some better chocolate milk next time. I got pretty much the mecca in my opinion. This is my favorite chocolate milk ever.
Oh yeah.
Went to Trader Joe's today and got myself some of the chocolate whole milk with vitamin D, ultra pasteurized.
Gotta have
And,
ultra pasteurized.
It's nice. It's very chocolatey, but also kind of feels light, which is good. Like some chocolate milks don't feel light; they feel heavy. But this one's like light, so you can drink like a lot of it. Tyler, how about you?
I'm drinking, I don't know where you would find this, Gita's.
Wait, dude, I literally saw that at Trader Joe's today.
Yeah, no, that's where you get it
And
at Trader Joe's. But
But
like,
I didn't get it.
I've never seen this before. Like, have they always been selling this there? Like,
This was the first time I saw it.
I don't actually keep tabs on brands of chocolate milk at different stores. So
dude, he doesn't follow the Choccy Milk
Ugh.
game. Like, come on.
Come on, man.
Gotta stay on top of the trends. You know what I mean?
well,
Trader Joe's is one of those places where they have like the weirdest stuff. Like for
it's
example,
also good.
you know, like those Dutch stroop waffles. It's like
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I sell them. I love getting them there.
Those Madeleine things, those are so good.
Oh yeah.
Where do you get those?
Starbucks.
Really?
Time. Yeah. Well, they sell them in 3, and they're the best there. But I think my mom buys them at like Stop and Shop. You can buy like 40 at a time.
Mm,
Yeah,
that's good.
fire.
Wait, Tyler, is your chocolate milk good though?
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. You know, I like to say like there aren't really that many bad chocolate milks out there.
That's
This
true.
is no exception.
This
It's
is one of
decent,
them.
But yeah, there's better out there. Shima got the real OG.
Yeah, I got the
Trader Joe's
OG.
one. That one is solid, and that's
the
what I
Trader
would
Joe's
recommend.
brand and the Stu Leonard's brand are
Uh-huh.
pretty solid
Mhm.
stuff.
Oh yeah.
Should
for sure.
should we give our chocolate milks like a score no rookie scores Portnoy style? I think it'd be good.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna give mine. It's like the Lucali's of chocolate milk. I'm gonna give it a 9.3
Out of 10.
out of 10.
All right, I'd give mine like a 2.8 because it's grown on me and it's not horrible and I guess it's healthy. So
Dude, I don't know. It so depends. Like this is what I'm drinking right now is like the perfect, like it's so cold right now. It's so cold. It's so nice. What is it? Hot chocolate milk is just terrible, but
That's
Um,
tough.
damn, I don't know. I'm going to go 6.2.
That's fair.
No real reason. Just 6.2 for sure.
Mhm.
I think mine would be pretty low, but with the style points of like the straw and the size, it's like the
Mhm.
perfect size. for
Yeah.
not chocolate milk you want. Because if you overdo it, you get like that stomach problems where you feel full.
Get the dad bod.
Yeah, exactly, like a dad bod. Especially my skinny figure, I get sick. I get sick pretty fast, but I give it like a 7.3.
I think that's right. He, first episode of the Choccy Milk Gang with Gerard on it, and he just, he's already right into the, he knows his chocolate milk. So that's awesome to see.
Learn from the best.
All right, so today's topic, we're going to talk about Greek life, and that's why Gerard is our special guest. And why don't you explain your relationship with Greek life so far?
All right, so I go to a pretty big school, Indiana University, with like 40,000 kids. So Greek life is pretty prevalent there. I would say like 30%, 20 to 30% of kids are part of Greek life. So we have like around, I don't know exact numbers, like 6,000, 6,000, 10,000 anywhere total. But yeah, I'm part of a pretty big house. We have like 170 members.
Oh my God.
Which is crazy. We're on like a nice crowded street. We had like 30 pledges this semester, and looking forward to living in next year because I didn't live in this year. But we'll see if that continues because, living with 70 people in one house is not the best for these times.
Yeah.
So, but it's all up to the fraternity. As long as the IU lets us come back in the fall, it's up to like the nationals to see if we're allowed to live in or not. But yeah, that's basically what's going on.
So do you have any roles, or like you're just a brother?
So when I joined, I was the finance guy in my pledge class. So we had to do like budgets for certain events, stuff like that. Venmo people back for certain things that they did.
I thought you said finest guy in your pledge class, which I thought, I would have totally believed.
I mean, you're that too. You're also the finest guy.
Well, that's why I laughed, and then nobody laughed. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Since I live out, it's kind of hard to have positions because most people that, live in, people would rather you live in to have those positions so you can communicate better with the whole house. But I did like do a little bit of an assistant role with our actual finance, our treasurer this semester. But yeah.
All right.
Chima, I know you're in one too, right?
What?
Chima, yeah, you're one in one. It's UMass, right?
Yeah. So I'm not in like a similar house to Gerard's by any means. UMass is a pretty small school. Like it's a big school, but it's a small school in terms of Greek life. There's only like 9% in Greek life, and it definitely feels a lot smaller. There's not like other things for like people to do at night just if you're not like 21 besides your fraternities, but like still like not a lot of people join necessarily. But I'm in a smaller fraternity, but I do have a pretty big involvement in it, and I think it's been right for me. I'm the vice president of recruitment, which is pretty much the Rush chair, as well as the social chair and a Sigma coordinator, which is basically like for like most fraternities, it's a pledge class coordinator. So I definitely do a lot, and it's been it's been great. I love my boys over there. But it's definitely a different vibe over at UMass. Like only 6 chapters at UMass have like actual fraternity houses. Like Gerard has a huge house. It's definitely a bigger fraternity there. But at UMass, like we're a smaller fraternity there. But like most of the houses at UMass don't actually have like the lettered housing. So we have a like small house and I love it, but it's only like 4 people, so it's a lot more manageable. But I've loved it so far, and I'm excited for the future.
Tyler, would you like to explain your relationship?
Yeah. No, we love the frat game for sure. You guys both really positive experiences in fraternities, and I joined a fraternity when I when I was a freshman. I go to BU, which is like 18,000 kids. It's not as big as your schools, but still pretty big. And Greek life, it's kind of similar to Alex, to your school. It's really not that big at BU. Like we have a decent amount of people who are involved with like community service frats, like business frats, but not really social frats. I think we have like 6 or 7 social fraternities. Sororities, that's a whole nother game in terms of Greek life, but at least with frats, just not that many kids like to do it. And I joined a smaller frat, kind of like you, Alex, as well, just because I thought, more community, you get closer to the people. Plus, like a bunch of my friends were joining in there as well, so I was like, screw it, I'll just join with them. And, the people seem nice enough. And I think, as like time went on, I got more involved. I had like leadership positions and stuff, which was cool. But at the end of the day, I don't think I fully clicked with everybody. And I think that's something that's really important for when you're in a fraternity, especially when you're in a smaller fraternity, is if you really just don't like really fuck with like half the people there, then the other half, like really hanging out with them and liking them isn't going to make it up, Plus a few other reasons it really wasn't a good fit for me. So I ended up pulling out. So I'm an ex-fraternity member, which is a different experience for the rest of us. But, another perspective. And I certainly learned a lot about Greek life through all of that. So, yeah.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I just finished my freshman year due to a forced gap year, which maybe we'll get into eventually. But most of the people watching this would know what happened. And I go to Tufts, where first rushing, you can't rush until sophomore year anyway. So I haven't had the opportunity. And just in terms of like its prevalence, the undergrad population is about 5,500. So it's the smallest school out of us four by far. And it's not super prevalent. Like on the weekends and stuff, there's always talk of like going to different frats if you can like find a way in. But like, I don't like, you might know someone in there, but like it's pretty small percentage of the people are actually involved in the Greek life. There's like 5 or 6 frats that are active in like 2 or 3 sororities. So it's not huge, but if everything were to return to normal, I would definitely consider rushing and like feel my options out and see if I really vibe with a group of guys, and then maybe look into that. I don't think it'd be likely I'd join, just because of like the nature and the social like networking at the school. Like, I don't know if I would end up doing that, but I'm open to it and considering it if it were possible.
Yeah, it's interesting. We got a bunch of perspectives here.
We have like the whole circle of life.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. But what are people's thoughts on like their experience in Greek life, like some pros and cons as to, the whole thing?
I guess I could start. For my pros, definitely it's freshman year, first semester. I came in IU, a massive school, and didn't really like know anyone besides the kids on my floor. And like while I was having a lot of fun with them, hanging out in the dorms on the weekends, getting really close with them, I kind of wanted like a different group of friends. Like in high school, I had like my main group, and then I had my track friends, and then I had my school friends. You know what I mean? So I would always have like something to do. I didn't have to be around the same people all the time. So a fraternity, I think, is like one of the easiest and best ways to, connect to a lot of people around you, and to find the other group of friends that you can really hang out with on the weekends and have something to do other than like sit in your dorm and, do whatever playing like Monopoly or whatever you do in college.
Yeah, that's what you do, man.
But yeah, I think that's definitely one of the biggest pros. It's just meeting a bunch of people, whether it's only 10 or 50 or 100. So that's definitely a pro. And then the cons, for big con, I would say, is like you can get caught up really easily in like peer pressure and other things like that you don't really want to do, especially if you have like 30 people or 40 people around you that do that kind of stuff. But you just got to stay true to yourself. And, you've had your experiences, what you like to do, what you don't like to do. So make sure that, you stay true to yourself and you don't change for other people, kind of thing. But yeah.
It can be tough for people like yourself going to like a big school. Like you have to fly there. You're far away from everyone you already know, and you might just get swept up in it.
Exactly.
Yeah, people will like you for like who you are. So yeah, you gotta stay true to yourself.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah,
especially if you're Gerard. Like, who doesn't like Gerard?
And if they don't, then maybe you're forcing.
They're just not cool.
Or yeah, maybe you suck.
They're just not cool.
Yeah, and that's also like a big part of choosing the right fraternity. Like if you just join it because you have no other options and you didn't really click with other people, but you somehow got a bid, then I mean, you're going to be kind of forced to change if you want to be happy in that place. So definitely, if you're looking to join fraternity or sorority or whatever, make sure you fit with the people and you see yourself in the future having fun. 'Cause otherwise, you'll do stuff you really would regret later.
And I think that's especially tough for kids who go to schools that like, Greek life is really big and like 80% of the kids are in it.
Yeah.
When you
like
go to that
SEC
type of
schools.
school And like, exactly. When you go to like that type of school and you like expect that you're going to want to like, or have to join a frat, and then you end up only getting a bid from the places that like you don't really fuck with, like you're kind of screwed. And I mean, like you said, Gerard, for like your school, like a lot of the social life is going out and like doing fraternity stuff, you know, Greek life things. So it's really tough if you only get bids from the places that you're really just not feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
Got to have a lot of time for Monopoly in that case.
Especially with me and like a lot of us, I think we have pretty late birthdays. So
True.
21 so late. Like a lot of people, like I have friends that turn 21 in like 2 months, so they can start hitting the bars in junior year, while I have to wait till senior year until I can go out to the bars and stuff to have. You know what I mean? So
true.
How about you, Tyler?
I mean, I don't know. I have 1 year left to survive, and I'm hoping I can figure out how to not spend the next 2 semesters just in my dorm playing Monopoly. But honestly, I mean, I don't know. I think maybe I might go abroad for my spring semester. You know, figure something out with that. And then also on top of that, what I've discovered, like the only people that go to frat parties, at least at BU, are freshman girls, and then like, you know, the frat guys. Like there aren't any other guys that really go to frat parties, and besides maybe some other sophomore girls, it's all freshmen. So people find other ways to party. Like there are house parties like all over in like Boston that like juniors and seniors will throw. And I'll probably just end up doing that for semester because I have a bunch of friends that have their own fucking houses now, and they're all going to end up throwing down. So weekends here and there, I'll be doing that.
Just like kind of on that note, like I've been to a couple this year, like a couple different ones. And the biggest takeaway is that a party, no matter what, is fun. If one, you're there with people you enjoy, and two, like the music is good. So like the most fun experience I've had were not at parties with random people I don't know at some fraternity I'm not a part of. It was with like people I'm friends with, and you know, we're hanging out in some upperclassmen on the volleyball team house, or like my friend's dorm room, and we're just sitting there. Like that's really like what. So
yeah,
that's just my takeaway.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Like that brings me back to my freshman year. I was not affiliated in Greek life, but like I wasn't involved enough, so I didn't have enough friends. Like I definitely had a lot of acquaintances, and there were times where like me and like 2 friends that I'm not even friends with anymore, we would like go to a fraternity party, and it's like it's not fun because you don't know anybody and you're not like affiliated with the fraternity at all or know anybody in it, and you're also just rarely even friends with the people you're with. So that wasn't fun for me. But now in my fraternity, like I live in the house, so I'm basically throwing the party myself. So like I'm inviting all my friends, and it's the greatest time ever. And to Tyler's point about the house parties, like my fraternity's pretty small, so it's not like we're gonna have the typical fraternity vibe. Our parties are definitely more house parties. That kind of like gives my fraternity an edge in terms of just like longevity. Like my junior year friend, like in junior year, like my friends are still going to want to go to my fraternity's parties because they're not just sweating in the basement. So yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from.
I mean, with that said, I think having that experience freshman year, it's a lot of fun, you know, just full of like 300 sweaty bodies, and like, you know, the beginning of September, everybody's like wasted out of their minds. Like
it is definitely
that's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun. It just gets old after a little while, unfortunately. But definitely, like, you know, for freshmen, like even if you're not planning on joining a fraternity, regardless of whether you're a guy or a girl, you at least got to check it out, you know.
Yeah,
you can't hate it till you try it.
I mean, that's like the whole thing about college is like, you know, just try things, see what you like, see what you don't like. You've never had the opportunity to join a frat before. How are you supposed to know if you'll hate it or not?
But then I think after that, moving forward, it's harder to know whether or not you're going to really enjoy it. And I know, Gerard, you're in a frat and they throw like really cool big fucking parties like that. Are you going to keep going to them like in your junior and senior year when you can start going to bars? Or
definitely my junior year, but there'll probably be no parties because of the whole Corona thing. But usually it transitions over senior year. You start like, especially my school's pretty big bar scene, so we'd only attend parties if it's like our biggest parties of the years. For like, for example, our bike race Little 5, we definitely attend, and homecoming. But usually you don't see like the average senior come. But when they do come, you know it's going to be a good time if they're in the rec room, you know, having fun playing pong and that kind of stuff.
That makes sense right there. I'm excited for like senior year when like I'll go to like my fraternity's formal. It's just a great time, like something like that.
You guys have like day parties kind of thing where you like take a date to some sort of event?
I started implementing those. It's the social chair, and they've been a hit.
Yeah, it's a great way to like, you know, like socialize with other sororities and get other girls involved and other guys involved. So,
definitely some like other pros I've experienced, like not just like the social scene, like just opportunities for leadership. There's so many like different positions that you can hold in a fraternity. I've definitely experienced it a lot, and you actually like grow as a person from it. Like I remember I was put as like the interim recruitment chair because the person I was supposed to do it dropped, and we had 13 members, and we were kind of screwed. And all my friends were telling me, hey, you know what, if you don't recruit X amount of people, like I'm gonna drop because it's no fun anymore. And then that forced me to like, you know, grow, and we ended up going from 13 to 32, and I won an award where I was supposed to like go to Greece this summer. That's not happening anymore, but won an award from nationals. Just the morale is a lot happier. So there's tons of other like ways to, you know, find fulfillment in a fraternity that's not necessarily like parties. And then also just like the alumni connections you make. I know like my fraternity, we have like chapter meetings once a week. And one of the things we did to engage our people during, engage our brothers during like the time of Zoom is we'd have successful alumni come on and give like a presentation to us once a week about just like what they do, their involvement in fraternity, and like how they've succeeded in life. And then we're able to like ask questions about that and just ultimately connect with them. So it's not just necessarily like the social scene. It's a whole well-rounded experience for me, I'd say.
What was the award called? Or like for specifically?
So I won the Tragos Quest to Greece, and then our fraternity also won the Excelsior Award for recruitment, which meant the most improved chapter for recruitment in the Northeast region.
It's pretty sick.
Very impressive. Very impressive. Also, that's like a cool thing that, you know, get to meet other brothers from different universities.
Oh yeah, no, that was like one of the best things. We went that night, so it was like a conference, and we were there for a whole weekend. It was in a place in New Jersey, and that night, it's not like we were going to frat parties or anything. We were in our hotel room, so we went down to the hotel room of Kent State University. It was like the greatest time ever. So you got to meet a bunch of people. I met a kid from like Boston College, other schools like that. So it was a great way to connect, I'd say.
For sure. Have you ever thought of like specific schools you want to go to that, you know, they have like a good brotherhood there? Or
yeah, actually, University of Maine's one for me, especially because UMass and UMaine, they're big hockey schools. I'm a big UMass hockey fan, so UMaine has a huge hockey program. They have like a very historic stadium and whatnot, so like I want to go up there someday and like chill with those guys and see a hockey game.
That's very cool. Do you guys also have like at your school, like we have something called Drop the Puck, which is like a big ice hockey tournament where like only fraternities compete for like a charity fundraiser kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's a way to get like the brotherhood to show out and have a lot of fun while like rooting for people, brothers in your house that are like good at hockey. Stuff like that. Do you guys do any of that?
This is like really specific.
We don't have that. Like we have like our Greek weeks and whatnot, but that would be so fun.
Yeah.
Damn, that's sick.
Like for example, our summer tournaments would be something like that, but like
gotta get the tourneys up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, like a bunch of like sororities and fraternities always have like philanthropy events, like sports tournaments for us. I'm sure you guys have something similar, but it's like every year there's like a basketball tournament and like a volleyball tournament and like two other sport, like dodgeball while we're at it, and like a bunch of the fraternities always show up. It's not as like huge. It's not like a tradition like you guys have, which is like sick, but you know, we get that involvement all the same, which is nice.
Didn't you do something with like watermelons as well?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
What was that
frat, what was it? I think my second semester freshman year, we had a philanthropy event where we asked people to come out and pay like some money to smash a watermelon with like a baseball bat or a hammer, which is a
That's
great
such
time.
a good idea.
That's a really good
Like,
idea.
I would donate money to do that.
Yeah. Oh no, it was so much fun. We would just like it was like a few hours. We were just out there, just like smashing watermelons the whole time. And the pickup was awful because we would we got like a 6x6 foot tarp, and we were smashing them like all over the freaking place. And it's like there's only one green area on BU, like one small little like box right behind the church on like central campus. So we smashed it like all over this giant like box, and this like it's the only place that we have. So we basically ruined the only green that BU has, and we spent like 4 hours just picking everything up. But it was
impressive.
Yeah, no, it was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I know, like, in terms of just events, because like there, as Chima said, there are so many great benefits to being in fraternity, but the benefits are so different when you compare to like small versus like bigger schools. And I know you guys do way more social events in terms of like, you know, like you said, like there's a philanthropy rituals, but also like formals. Like, what does your formal look like in comparison of like what we would have?
For me, it's like nothing crazy. Our fraternity, like we haven't had the greatest budget. That will change, but like we'd go to like a nice restaurant like in town, bring our dates, and then we'd like throw something at our house. But I've seen a bunch of other chapters where they go to like actual like places, and that's something we want to do. That's what we were planning for the spring, but then like we got screwed because of Rona.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We actually went to Windsor, Canada. Although I didn't get to go because I was like, there's like hella exams that week for me for some reason. But I know they had a great time going to Windsor because you can gamble at age 18, and you're legally allowed to drink there at 18. So I know my friends had a lot of fun there, and like
that is fun.
went to a nice or rents out a nice hotel, basically not rented out, but like rented out a floor, and then had a buffet for one night, and then came back the next day.
So that was in Canada?
Mm-hmm. So
how far would like a drive would that have been, or how would you have gotten there?
Yeah, they took a bus, went through like Michigan, I think. Yeah, Michigan. And then I think it took them around like 8-10 hours to get there.
Mm-hmm. It's right next to Detroit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yep, exactly. Like you right over Detroit, and then you're there.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Do you guys think we're gonna be back at school this fall or no?
Well, you two, Alex and Gerard, you guys go to state school, so you guys are gonna hear sooner because the state has to like figure out budgets and stuff. Mm-hmm. Tyler and I don't know when we're gonna hear it, but we'll hear it later probably. I think it's tricky because schools have already said both. Some schools aren't going back, some schools are.
Rip
and
desk.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, actually, I go back.
Yeah, all Canada is online in the fall.
Oh wow,
that's ridiculous. I feel so bad.
I think they're gonna want to have school because some schools already said they are. So it's like, well, if they can, why can't we? Mm-hmm. Especially for private schools, because like 80% of their income is tuition.
Yeah. If I had to guess, Will and I will both be back next semester on campus. I think it was both NYU and Columbia have confirmed they'll be on campus. And those are big city schools, exactly in the heart of the city. And if they can do that, then why can't BU, which is the exact same format, and why can't Tufts, which is really similar? So
I think one of the biggest hurdles is dealing with international students. And I don't know if I like heard this was rumor or just like talking with friends about ideas, but like maybe they'll do like international students online until they can figure something out. I think that could, I don't know if they would, but I feel like that's something that they could resort to.
Mm-hmm.
I know two schools that like Purdue, which is also in Indiana, is doing like an accelerated schedule where you go back normal time, but they try to finish it up before or like right around Thanksgiving break so that when you go home for Thanksgiving break, you don't come back. And
also heard you start earlier.
Yeah, or maybe start earlier, yeah. But Syracuse is also doing the same thing, which is private school, so I think
Notre Dame's doing the same too.
Yeah, Notre Dame, USC in South Carolina. There's another private school I can't think of, but there are a lot of schools. I think that'll definitely happen. Assuming we go back, it'll start earlier. They'd finish in November, and then you still probably wouldn't come back until normal time in January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all Notre Dame's doing the same too.
Yeah, Notre Dame, USC in South Carolina. There's another private school I can't think of, but there are a lot of schools. I think that'll definitely happen. Assuming we go back, it'll start earlier. They'd finish in November, and then you still probably wouldn't come back until normal time in January.
Yeah. I don't know. My chancellor's been super sketchy about this. He said we're gonna find out on June 30th, and there's a Boston Globe article that came out today that said UMass is considering bringing back just the freshmen and the seniors. And I'm not one of those, so I want to be back. I don't
That's an
agree.
idea.
I don't agree with it. But like in the emails he sent us, he said like absolutely some of it will be remote. So like honestly, I have no clue. I know a few school, like all the Cal State schools, Siena College, they just said like, yeah, we're online. So I worry that UMass could follow suit. Let's hope not.
One
Also-
other thing that I heard, Brown is considering something where they include next summer as a semester. So there's like fall, spring, summer, and they like split you up so that you come to 2 of those. Like some people will be fall, spring, some like fall, summer, and some spring, summer, so that there's always 2/3 the amount of people.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know, that sucks because then you're like split up from your friends and like it's messy.
Yeah. Colleges are a tough spot. But I feel like fraternities and like sororities and whatnot, they're in like a super tough spot just from like this whole thing. Like, have you guys especially like Gerard, like what has your like experience been like just in terms of how the fraternity's been impacted by the Rona?
I mean, we're trying to stay positive, but you never know what's gonna happen. We did like room picks and everything, so we're planning on moving back or like moving in the fall. But obviously, it's gonna be very different from what we're used to. Like, probably like no social events. A lot of like more, I guess, brother bonding because you're not really gonna be able to like have anyone over.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't really know anything, to be honest. Like
Mhm.
Nationals hasn't said anything, the school hasn't said anything, so we're just trying to stay positive.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Do you know when you would like hear something, or is that just up in the air also?
Probably when the school comes out with what they want to do in the fall, whether it be like half online, completely online, or just face to face. Then Nationals will decide what they want, which will probably be like just let everyone live in. And then closer to the beginning of the school year, obviously the IU is going to choose what they want to do, whether it be like you're not allowed to have any parties, you're allowed to have like limited parties, you're not allowed to have any philanthropy events, you're not allowed to,
Yeah.
whatever it is. So we'll see.
Yeah. I feel like that's definitely going to be a very similar situation to us in the fall, just because like, look, if you like throw something and you have a bunch of people there and then people get corona, like you're screwed, like you're off campus. So
Exactly.
that's the really tough part. And it's kind of tough for like a smaller fraternity like mine, just because we've built up a lot of momentum last year and like it kind of comes to a halt, especially as like I'm the VP recruitment and whatnot. Like recruitment wise, it's going to be a really tough semester for us, just because like I feel our fraternity definitely recruits people for like more than this, but like the main reason you tend to join a fraternity just in general is social aspects. And if there's no social aspects, people aren't necessarily like interested in joining a fraternity right away. Like they could eventually, but for the fall, like that's going to be really tough for us. But hopefully it's not just the whole Zoom thing, because that's annoying.
Zoom formal.
We actually did that. I like ran a whole Zoom award show. It was kind of fun, but like sad.
Yeah, it's fun once, but you don't want to do that for the whole year.
Yeah.
Giving me
That'd be
major
bad.
election day vibes.
Oh yeah.
Of the whole thing you did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, good time.
So I still keep in contact with people from my fraternity, and apparently tensions have been like really high because they recently just like voted to impeach the president of my fraternity, and reelected somebody new, which I think is hilarious.
That's insane.
Yeah. The guy that they elected initially, they put there because they knew he was going to really push to try to like change things and make everybody really super proactive. But at the same time, that really gets on people's nerves,
Yeah.
And I think through all the quarantine stuff that's been going on, he probably just pushed a little too hard and people they weren't taking it anymore.
That's insane.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I thought it would be something else, but just that.
No, the tensions, man. What was it? People can't handle it out here.
That's
Everybody's
a
going
lot.
crazy inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
Hopefully we
sure.
can go outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Sure.
So, but one thing I definitely got to think about, or at least I got to ask, because, Will is sitting here. He's not in a fraternity at all. It helps because now that I've been through the system and I'm like out of it now, and then you guys are like currently in the system, like it kind of is nice to look back in retrospect and see like what you were looking for, like how like your fraternity first appeared on your radar when you were looking, or whether you were looking at all, and how they sort of convinced to like you to come in and join a fraternity. So for like from your perspective, like do you have anything to think about like in retrospect, like, hey, like I wish my frat had done this to help bring me in? Or when I was looking for a frat, it was really good that I saw this and that was a good indicator. Like, I don't know. Any thoughts, comments about like joining?
I guess a big thing I look for is like the kind of culture of the house. So whether it be like what kind of sports do most of the guys play in there, or what kind of majors do most of the guys have in there. And for us, like at least my fraternity had like 67% of us were in the business, or of them were in the business school. So I thought like they could really help me, especially my freshman year, tell me what classes to take in the spring, help me out with like my schoolwork because they've probably done all the classes I'm about to take. So that was definitely a big component of it. And then also just like when you're talking to people, can you like see these people as like your good friends once you join the house?
Yeah. Did you rush first semester or second semester?
I did first semester, but like I got one bid and I don't know, I didn't really
you didn't vibe with them.
Yeah, exactly. So I was just like, I'll just wait it out for second semester. And I think second semester rushing is a lot better too, because first semester gives you time to like focus on your academics, see what college life is like. Like it's a pretty big adjustment compared to high school. You have like a lot more time to do work, but you have to be like tough on yourself to do the work. So I think like it helped that I actually like was pledging during spring. So that,
yeah, I'm glad that we can't rush for a full year because
for you guys.
It's like a lot of like what Chima, you said, how the big aspect is like the social aspect, and that's not just parties, it's also like finding friends and finding like, people to hang out with. And I guess the idea behind it is like after a full year you probably hopefully found someone that you can like hang out with, so maybe you don't want to like rush, because I think they do that because like they don't like Greek life because it's annoying.
My school doesn't either.
No administration likes Greek life.
They tolerate it.
Yeah, so that's one thing I'm glad is like, yeah, that's why I'm like kind of like ambivalent about it, because yeah, I'm down to have more friends, and if it's like a good fit, it's a good fit. But I have the volleyball team.
You don't have to.
I have like a friend group. I have like my roommate and his friends I'm good friends with. So like, I have places to go.
Yeah. I'd say for me, like it was an interesting journey because when I came into college, one of the reasons why I chose UMass as a school was because Greek life was so small. So I didn't feel any pressure to join one. I didn't want to join one. Main reason was because like fraternities have this stereotype of like pledging and hazing and whatnot. And it's a big process. I didn't feel like I could trust fraternity people to not make me drink beer. I'm celiac, so I literally can't. But I didn't feel like I could trust them. There were like a few fraternities that like I saw and like I looked sort of at one, but I didn't really understand it. I remember I went to one of their parties and they were like kind of interested in me, and then they invited me to something the next day, and I was like, "Nah, man, I got homework to do." And then they cut me off. And I was like, "Oh man." But I feel like that definitely happened for the better. Like the next semester, I saw the fraternity that I joined. I eventually joined over at like our club rush, and like I just saw a bunch of people that were really smart, like highest fraternity GPA on campus. I think that's a big part of it as well. And just like it wasn't just the parties, it was like definitely more like leadership and like connections and whatnot, but still like the social aspect as well. So it seemed like the right fit for me, and then I ended up doing it, and now I'm like one of the more involved people. So it's definitely interesting.
Yeah, to go on what Chima said, like you definitely want to look at the leadership of the house, because if you join a fraternity and then they get kicked off within a year,
then you're screwed.
Rushing and whatever to get in the house, and now
it's not worth it.
Like never happened. Like you still have your friends, of course, but like it was just not worth
you
it.
didn't get to reap the benefits.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely look for like, can these people like keep you on campus, and and like seem like good dudes that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like one frat Tufts that sticks out. Theta Chi. One of the juniors from the volleyball team. I didn't know he was in a frat. I just saw him at a party once and I was like, "You're in this frat?" He's like, "Yeah." And like that guy, you know, he's a really he's like a good representative because I really like respect him and like he's a really nice guy. And it's like, yeah, if he's in this, it can't be that bad of a place. So like that's why that one is on the top of my mind. So it's kind of like what you guys are saying.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Theta Chi is like the biggest fraternity at my school, and they're pretty intense. They were suspended for like a whole year this year. They're in trouble. But that's not the same at like Tufts or anything.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like, is that it? I know we're trying to shorten these up a little bit.
No, I do. I think that wraps that up, honestly.
Yeah.
So yeah, hey, thank you so much, Gerard.
Dude, Gerard, big ups.
Thank you for having me. Maybe I'll try some new chocolate milks and hopefully come back with some better recommendations.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna follow up.
Really had a good time.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Really appreciate
it. So, boys, thank you so much for thanks so much for watching our podcast. You know, feel free to like and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000, and we're at like 18 right now, so we're pretty close. We just need we just need a few more people to hit that subscribe button. So feel free to do so, and until next time, you know, see you guys later. Thank you.